Hey everyone, this is Corey with Sims Investment Management. This is another monthly market update. It's May 2025, and yesterday was Mother's Day, so I hope all our clients and your families had a wonderful Mother's Day. The market, the past few weeks since we talked has continued its recovery from its March to April sell-off or February to April sell-off. And we continue to kind of get asked about what we think the market's going to do next, and I will state what I've said many times before, that I threw away my crystal ball a long time ago, and I cannot predict what the market's going to do. Right now, it seems like the market and clients want to talk about headlines, and one headline will drive the market one way, one headline will drive the market the other way. But sentiment oftentimes drives the market in the short term, but what I'm more concerned with are the financial plans and the fundamentals of what is the market going to do in the long run based on what it's done historically speaking. And so if I frame it more in that context, one of the most interesting things that I read this past month had to actually do with insider corporate purchases. And so insiders of the companies, so executives of the public companies, were scooping up their own shares of their companies at almost a record pace the past 8 to 10 weeks. So that's typically pretty encouraging when you see the people closest to the companies buying their own shares hand over fist. They clearly thought it was a good buying opportunity. And then secondly, companies repurchase their own stocks. And so I think sometimes people aren't really familiar with what that concept is, right? If a company is sitting on a lot of cash on its balance sheet and it doesn't know what to do with it, oftentimes it will just go repurchase shares in the market of its own stock. So that way it essentially returns capital to its shareholders, to its investors, to its owners through the purchase of having less shares available in the market to be purchased. If you have less shares in the market to be purchased, then if the company continues to make the same amount of earnings, now there's less shares for those earnings to go to, so everybody gets a bigger piece of the earnings pie. And so last month in April was the second highest monthly total of share repurchases going back to 1984. So 40 years, $234 billion was spent on share repurchases last month. Again, companies typically wouldn't do that unless they saw that there was good value in their share, in their stock price. And so that's typically an encouraging move as well. There's two sides to every coin. And so some might argue that companies were repurchasing shares because they felt less stable about where the direction of the economy was going, or they don't have as much confidence into reinvesting into capital expenditures or research and development. And I will agree with that on some context, but share repurchases typically are planned out a little bit in the future, and the boards have to vote on them. So I was very encouraged with that news last month. Shifting gears a little bit, I want to touch on the main article from this month, which has to do with the definition of success. And this is a really important concept for us here at Sims because we talk about this with our clients frequently. What is the definition of success? One of my favorite definitions comes from Paul Meyer, which is that success is the progressive realization of predetermined, worthwhile personal goals. And this topic has come up recently because Ryan Atkins, one of our advisors, read an industry book that also talked about how much is enough. And three of the main questions to ask our clients when we're getting close to retirement age is, have you had enough? So are you done with work and are you ready to move on? Do you have enough resources? Do you have financial freedom? But most importantly, the third question, which is, will you have enough purpose? So going into retirement, are you retiring away from something or are you retiring to something? Because I have seen it time and time again, the people that had the most successful retirements are the ones that have something that is calling them and they are thinking about where and what they're going to do with their time rather than spending so much time thinking about how miserable they are in their job and what they're running away from. So I hope that resonates with some of you as you guys continue to get closer and closer to retirement, or financial freedom, as we decide to call it. And you can spend some time thinking about what success is going to mean for you once you reach those years. So we have some other great checklists this month that are included in the newsletter. And we also have a webinar coming up in a couple of days with Beyond Will that I highly encourage you to check out if you still are in need of some estate planning resources or need to get that completed. That's it for this month. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Please share this video if you think of anyone that needs to hear this message. And have a great start to your summer. Happy Memorial Day weekend, and we'll talk to you next month. Thanks.